Hello everyone, it is Dutchess. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but today I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag because I think it's really important right now, and I will get into the reasons why, but I'm having a lot of anxiety about what happened with the assassination attempt. So I thought I would come on here and share some prayer and my thoughts. So yeah, let's start by saying a prayer to set our intentions while we wait for people to come into the live. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, Yamaya, and God Source. I humbly come to you today on behalf of myself and those watching, all those watching, even the trolls, the supporters, the trolls, everyone. I'm coming to you today, Source, with unity consciousness, with Christ consciousness. And I just say thank you for everything that you bless us with. We are so grateful for all aspects of life, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the blessings. We understand that all of this makes a well-rounded individual in this very polarized reality, and for this we say thank you. And I ask, please, that I be a messenger for the divine, nothing more, nothing less. Let no truth be told for a lie, and no lie be told for a truth. Let all the information that comes through be kind, palatable, and easy to understand. Please grant me access to the Akashic records so I may give a good and accurate prayer and interpretation of events. And please let all the information come from the source from which all things come. Let it flow through Christ consciousness. And please let all of us walk away from this live feeling better than when we started. Please bless us with peace and serenity and healing and knowing. And please help us to love our neighbors. You know, Yeshua teaches to love thy neighbor, and that's really gone out the window. And I just ask, please, to bring people together with this live, to create unity consciousness, to aid in healing the planet and healing America specifically. There's not enough people talking about what America needs. And I'm here to do that today with the aid of my ancestors, those who have fallen in battle, both on the Native American side of my family and on the Italian American side of my family. Both have shed blood for my freedoms and for this land. This land is my land. This land is your land. And we have to learn how to work together. And I just ask, please, that I can bring comfort to myself and those watching with prayer and words of encouragement to move forward in a very tumultuous time full of war and hatred and evil and violence. I understand the war is much bigger than what we're seeing in the physical. It is a spiritual war. It is an intergalactic war, in my opinion. And it is a war on love itself. So please let me be unconditionally loving and kind. Let me be nurturing. And let me find that within myself and for myself from this live. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and the best of intentions. Only ever for the highest and greatest good of myself and those watching, the highest and greatest good of humanity, and the highest and greatest good of this universe. Amon Ra Ashe Namaste, by the power of three, so mote it be. Always works, always a blessing. Hi. All right, so we got 4 people in here so far. Hello, Deku. Hello, Self-Motivated. Hello, Hare Krishna. Hi. Hi, Lizzie. Hi. So what I was just saying I just set my prayer to set my intentions, but I'm feeling like really anxious and everything. Thank you, Dutch. Hey, Space Bug, how are you doing? Hello, Vinod. I'm just having anxiety about the assassination attempt. I woke up this morning and I felt like really angry and depressed, and like I've been feeling so good. Like I've been feeling so light-bodied, and I've been feeling really at peace. And so it felt like 2 steps forward, 1 step back with this. And so I just thought we would pray and like say the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff, because I understand that there's war going on in other parts of the world, and I'm very sad and sorry for any person at all ever that is involved in a war right now. And I support peace. I don't want to take sides. I just want peace. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I am like so tired of violence and hatred and murder. Like, I'm so tired, and I don't care of who. Like, I don't want anyone to get murdered. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I'm just really, really tired, and it seems like 2020 set the stage for that. And also thank you, Lizzie, for moderating. Spirit told me I had to do it long ways, because this is gonna, I don't know. When Spirit says put it horizontal, I put it horizontal. When Spirit says put it long ways, I put it long ways. So anyway, I feel 2020 set the stage for violence and murder. I saw it before C-19 came over to America. I was seeing all these videos in China of people being, I saw a girl die. It messed me up. Like, in probably February of 2020, they were trying to take her in a car in China to be quarantined, but a lot of people were saying that they were actually trying to take her to harvest her organs and stuff. And as she was trying to like get away from them, they broke her neck and like killed her while someone was recording. And that was like, I feel, for me personally, and I know we all have our own personal hardships and stories with death since 2020, whether it was murder or loss from the virus. And I feel for me that like, it's like making me really emotional. I feel like that is like what started the streak of constantly having to like process people, watching people die, and I'm very, very tired of it. And then after that, it was like the Amazon was on fire, and I was like watching koalas burn alive and cry. Like, isn't everybody else like tired? Like, isn't everybody else like at the end of their rope with consuming death, with consuming violence, with consuming murder and hatred, with division and separation? Like, that video I'm talking about will stay with me for the rest of my life, because when that girl's neck was broken, she made the saddest little sound of like what I felt like was her soul leaving her body. And I watched somebody get their throat slit on a video during the Black Lives Matter protest. It was like a retired black cop, and a black person like slit his throat during the Black Lives Matter protest. Like, and I watched him bleed out. I never thought I'd see people die in my life. Now, like, and maybe that's privileged, but I just didn't. And now I'm having a hard time processing all of this, and I got a lot of heat about not speaking out about like the war in Palestine. And it's like, I said it in the video that I posted too, like, I don't have it in me. I don't have the mental capacity to watch women and children be murdered. I just don't. And I'm shocked that people have that ability. During 2020, I could not wear a mask and also would not wear a mask, but I couldn't. Like, I had 2 medical reasons why I couldn't, and I was not going to put my life and my well-being in jeopardy for the comfortability of everyone else. And I was physically attacked, like postured at in the grocery stores. Like, I've seen the ugliest and worst faces of humanity. The worst aspects, the ugliest aspects, the meanest aspects, the most hateful aspects of humanity since 2020. And I'm tired. I'm tired of that. And I'm just confused as to why so many people, other people aren't. Like, how do you have the capacity to process this much death and destruction all the time? And so, like, and then that's just scratching the surface. That's not even talking about all the stuff that's going on underneath the surface, like with human trafficking and all of this other stuff. Like, the atrocities going on outside of the public eye are nightmare fuel. Like, it's the worst imaginable frequency and suffering that you could imagine people are going through underneath the surface. And yeah, I'm just tired. I'm tired of it, and my hope is that we can come together, and my hope is that we can prevail over this very, very, very evil energy that is ruling over our planet, but particularly showing its, like, ugly face now. You are not alone. A lot of people feel this way. Thank you. And you know what? In my prayer in the beginning, I even said a prayer for the haters. Like, somebody just said, you have crazy in your eyes. I don't have crazy in my eyes. I have sadness in my eyes. I'm sad. I'm not crazy. And I think, and that's why I said a prayer for you too, those of you who want to be mean, because when did you lose your humanity? When did you become so hateful? When did you become so mean? And I've been there too. I've been hateful and mean during all of this too. And I'm trying to be kinder. I'm trying to hold space for unity. And I'm trying to remember that the internet isn't real. And you know what Yeshua said to me, Jesus said to me? Just like you are not of the earth, he said you are not of the internet. You are on the internet. You are not of the internet. You are above the internet. So anytime someone's bullying you online, or you're seeing really disgusting, terrible things online, please tell yourself that mantra. You are on the internet. You are not of the internet. You are above the internet. This is not real. This reality that you are, even like you watching me through a screen, you're not sitting here face to face with me. I think if someone was sitting here face to face with me having this conversation, they wouldn't be saying, oh, you have crazy in your eyes. Oh, you're ugly. Let me see your feet. Like, the things people say are just so gross. The internet has become a hellscape, in my opinion. And there are many parts of the world that have become a hellscape as well. And I'm doing my best to create lightness, because I think there's just so much evil. And it's making me sick at this point. I want to say that this shooting was a huge attack on our freedom of speech. I think that has been a huge issue since 2020. It's been a huge attack on, in my opinion, the heart space and empathy and human kindness and face-to-face interactions, humanness, right? I feel this whole thing has been a push towards transhumanism and the idea of, you know, even with AI being rolled out at this time, like the idea of mixing man, what if you don't know what transhumanism is, it's mixing man with machine, how they want you to get chips under your skin and stuff now to like pay, you know, they have that at Whole Foods. You can have a chip under your hand to pay for your food. Like it's on they have it on the thing that you scan your card. And so it's like this huge push for transhumanism of like get in the metaverse, you know, do everything on Zoom, don't do it in person, get chips under your skin, everything. Even like I saw Katy Perry's new album, and I know it's pop culture, but it's like she's like wearing these really creepy like robot legs, and I just feel like people, they're sick of it. Like they're sick of it. And she's doing this pro-feminism album with a known predator, like a convicted predator, Dr. Luke. So I don't even know what I can say. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this is a huge attack on freedom of speech. This is America. I live in America. I should be able to say what I want to say as long as I'm not being hateful and saying criminal things. I should be able to say what I want to say and what I need to say. This is the free world. And the free world has been falling since 2020. And it's very frightening to me that former President Trump, who can have all this money and all these resources and all this protection, can get shot. Like that is a scary day when someone with the most in this country can still almost get killed. And I don't know what side you're on. I don't care what side you're on, but something is looking out for him. I'll tell you that. How do you get shot in the ear and not die? You know what I mean? So I just think this whole thing is a huge attack on freedom of speech since 2020. I think it's crushing oppressive energy to all people since 2020. I think, and obviously, you know, like I was saying in the beginning, some people are literally at war right now, and I don't want to negate that. I'm very sad for that. And obviously, that oppression is more crushing than what I'm experiencing because there's no bombs going off next to me. But it doesn't take away the fact that the spirit of oppression is crushing down on the entire globe right now. Evil is crushing down on the entire globe right now. And I'm a patriot. I love America. I do not love America the way it is right now, but I'm a patriot. And as I've spoken about many, many times, I am Native American. I'm Irish, Norwegian, and Native American on my mother's side. And I am Italian and French immigrant on my dad's side. And there has been a lot of bloodshed on both sides of my family. There has been bloodshed on the Native American side of the family, and there has been bloodshed on my father's side of the family because all the men on my dad's side of the family have served in the military. And some of them made the ultimate sacrifice and lost their lives for our freedoms. And I can't sit here and act like I don't love freedom. Freedom is the most important thing to me. I can't sit here and act like I don't still support America after all the sacrifices that have been made. For me to sit here and have this conversation with you and not be taken away by some communist or totalitarian government. I believe in freedom, liberty, justice, equality. I believe in what America is supposed to be built on. It is not lost on me that so much of that has been out the window for a long time. But I have faith in humanity. I have faith in the American people. And I have faith in God. As you perceive God, we don't have to believe in God the same way. You don't even have to believe in God. I'm just sitting here saying I have faith in Source, the source from which all things come. And this is just weighing really heavy on my heart this morning. And so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts and say some prayers. And yeah, and like I said, I even have love for the mean people and the trolls. I usually don't. I usually bully the trolls back, but I'm not gonna do that today because I'm really trying to sit in unity consciousness. I'm really trying to be Christ-like. You know how they say, oh, make me more like Jesus? Like, I'm really trying to do that. Love thy neighbor, love thine enemy, right? And the thing is, we're not enemies. We're all Americans. I think even though we have our differences, I think when you get down to the root of it, most people just want freedom and equality. Most people want democracy. Most people want liberty and justice. If they're a true patriot at heart, whether you're Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. And I think if you don't want that, you're something else. I think if you want if you don't believe in freedom, I don't know if you actually fall into any of the categories, but either way, I don't think the categories are important. I think most people are tired of having a two-party system. I think people are tired of the division, the censorship, the lies, the suffering, the war, the violence, the pain, the suffering. And yeah, so today I want to do, I want to pray, and I was thinking maybe I could pray a psalm for it. Well, I was going to just say my own prayer, but I was thinking I could pray a psalm, and then I wanted to say the Pledge of Allegiance, because I see flags everywhere, but I rarely see the American flag. And think of me what you will, but to me, the only flag that is important is the American flag. And that is not to take away from anyone else's culture, anyone else's experiences, anyone else's choices in life. That is not to take away from anyone else. But to me, as a fourth generation immigrant, American, that is what is important to me. It doesn't have to be important to you, but that's what's important to me. I'm a patriot by nature. I always have been. And when I think about the Pledge of Allegiance, it's powerful. And words are spells. And most importantly, the Pledge of Allegiance speaks on unity and God's protection. And that is something I want to put forward now. So I'll just check the chat and see what everybody's saying. And I want to say too how I said the American flag is the only flag that's important to me. We are allowed to have different interests, focus, and points of importance. You are allowed to feel a certain way about whatever other flag you want to wave. And I am allowed to feel this way. That is what America is built on. It is built on freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of choice, freedom of speech. And it doesn't take away from one group to focus elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of came up when we did Women and Children's Month on my channel, and I got overwhelmed with guilt that I was like leaving people out. And it's not about leaving people out. It's about uplifting. It's okay to hold space for one group and uplift one group. It's not saying that you're pushing another group to the side, or that they're not as good, or that they're less than. It's saying, I'm just holding space for this other group right now, and there's space for all of us in this world. However, I am just focusing my energy in this one direction right now. So, okay, let's check this out. Yeah, I am having an emotional time talking about it, but it's not just about the assassination. Like, the assassination made me, not assassination, the assassination attempt made me emotional. But it's everything I've said since the beginning of this video. It's the cultivation of hatred and violence that has been going on since 2020. And it's hard for me that everybody is in such a state of dissociation from the collective trauma that we're not talking about this, and that, you know, there aren't better resources for mental health help or coping skills to get through this very tumultuous time. And I'm going to be doing a video when I get a chance on healthy coping skills, because I think that most people, and the youth especially, have not been given adequate coping skills on how to move their emotions in a productive way. And the only reason I have had that opportunity is because I was blessed enough to have the insurance to go to therapy for years and years and years. So because that blessing was bestowed upon me, I feel it's only right to share that with others in a world that's refusing. I think the world is actually feeding off of the youth and other people's inability to cope right now. And so I would like to offer that. Read Psalm 29. All right, I will do that. Until they institute martial law and the republic for which it stands, God is out the window. I don't know if martial law is the best idea either, though. Just because there's a lot that could go wrong there, too. Been some haters on here, though. They better go, I know. But like I said, today I'm really making an effort not to feed into the bullying or the hatred. I really want to be in unity consciousness, Christ consciousness today. Meta equals showing or suggesting an explicit awareness of itself versus uni, having or consisting of that of one. Right, okay, so meta, showing or suggesting an explicit awareness of self, so separation. Uni, having or consisting of one, like unified. That is the difference between the metaverse and the universe. Whoa, Lizzie. Mic drop. Dang, that was powerful. Powerful. You have beautiful tattoos. Thank you very much. Sending love. Thank you. Big love to you, Dutchess, and you all. Thank you so much. Oh, God, what's going on in the chat? Someone's calling. They're like, Daddy Matt? What? Okay. Let's do Psalm 29. Let's see what it is. Okay, so this is a great book, if you guys are wondering. So this is The Power of Psalms, and it's really cool. I got this under Conjure Queen's recommendation, and it has it has this table of contents, and as you can see, I've highlighted everything. And so there's there is prayers for confidence, for health, for justice against enemies. Like, it has a whole suggested list, and then I itemized it like with my highlighter, so like in crisis, for growth, for healing, you know, whatever you might need. So it's a really good book. The Power of Psalms by Anna Riva. It's a very good book, and it's a great resource to have. Let me take a drink because I'm thirsty. Okay. So what this, that's crazy. Psalm 29, so the suggested uses for Psalm 29 is during a storm. So I guess that can be a physical storm or an emotional or spiritual storm. To exorcise demons or to purify the home. And that's obviously not the only uses, but that's what this book is suggesting. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord the glory and the strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. He make them also to skip like a calf. Lebanon and Sir Eon like a young unicorn. Oh my gosh. Wow. So pure and beautiful. The voice of the Lord divideth the flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord maketh the hinds to calve, and discovereth the forests. And in his temple doth every one speak of his glory. The Lord sitteth upon the flood. Yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that Psalm 29 suggestion with us. That was beautiful. So I'm looking in the table of contents. I don't know if they put 29 in here. But now I'm gonna be using that because, yeah, they didn't put it in the table of contents, but yeah, I'm gonna be using that because I really like that one. I really like how it talks about a unicorn too. What is today? Today is Sunday. So they also have prayers for the days of the week. So let's do the Sunday morning prayer, even though it's afternoon. Oh, Psalm 92. I already prayed that this morning. Wow, that's crazy because I just opened the book and I actually opened to one to relieve anxiety and I read that one. I opened right to it, which was really cool. And then I was also reading Psalm 91 and then just decided to read Psalm 92. So, it is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon the psaltery upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. What the heck? I didn't even remember that there was a unicorn. The unicorns are coming to us, guys. And to me, unicorns are like pure. And I know it's just fiction, but even think about in Harry Potter. To me, the unicorn represents cherubs, like little baby children, and little baby spirits. So to me, the unicorn usually represents spirit babies. So whether it's a baby that's going to be born in this life or a baby that's choosing to remain a guide and a spirit, they come through as unicorns. And unicorns, when we think of like Harry Potter, they were like the most pure, and that's kind of how like Voldemort was, you know, it was like he was, sorry, my nose ring is like bothering me a little bit. So he was drinking the blood of the innocent, right? Which we can relate back to some practices in our current day society, right? Drinking the blood of the innocent, the murder of the innocent, with TRAFFIKING. So yeah, yeah, it's purity to me. The unicorn is purity. And children are so pure because they're fresh from source. Like they just came from God. They just incarnated down. They don't have any of the programming, the slave programming that this society puts into people. Okay. But my horn shalt thou exact like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eyes also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock. There is no righteousness. There's no unrighteousness in him. Amon-Ra. And then it says this is a Sunday prayer or to stir emotions of thanksgiving. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a great day too. All right. A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. John 13:34-35. Thank you, Lizzie. There's a lot of power in the Bible and in the Psalms, and although I don't subscribe to any religion, I can find the power in many different forms of spirituality. And like I said in the beginning, we don't have to believe in the same thing. We don't have to believe in the same God. We don't have to be exactly alike. That's the beauty of being human. One size doesn't fit all. But we do have to, in my opinion, start being kinder to each other, start being there for each other, and support each other more. So now I guess I'm going to say my own prayer. Exactly, there is power in all the holy texts from all around the world. Exactly. So now I'm going to say my own prayer, and then we will, I think I'm going to pick a card from the Book of Doors, and then we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, Yeshua, Baal, Ra, Yemayan, God source. I humbly come to you today, and I just say, please protect humanity. Please fill the human race with peace and love and forgiveness and empathy. Please open the hearts of the youth, but all people. But it seems the youth especially is under attack right now and in a very volatile state of being. This is no way for humans to grow up. The climate we're in currently is unacceptable. And I pray unto you, Source, God, as you perceive God. I pray unto you and just ask, please, that you bring us back to a state of peace and equilibrium. Mother Gaia, the planet of which we are all of and from, you suffer so greatly as all your people are at war, fighting each other, while puppet masters and a small group of evildoers run the show behind the scenes while their pawns eat each other alive. Awaken humanity from its slumber. Let us no longer be pawns in an evil narrative. There has been enough bloodshed for lifetimes and lifetimes. There has been enough hatred and evil for lifetimes and lifetimes. It is time for world peace. It is time for the golden age, not just on planet Earth, but throughout this universe. We are ready as we step into the age of Aquarius to become one, to unify, to love one another unconditionally, to look out for each other and take care of each other, to create peace that can indwell within us and around us, to protect the children and raise the youth in a way that is supportive in togetherness and love and compassion instead of in evil, hatred, separation. To care for all people, to know that every voice matters, that every life matters, that every single person on this planet matters, that nature matters, that animals matter. We are all one. We all come from the same source. And fighting each other will only bring total annihilation. I see beauty everywhere I look. I feel the majesty of divinity everywhere I look. We live on such a beautiful planet with so many resources. It could be so wonderful here and so beautiful should peace reign supreme over the planet. Please, Source, I beg you to aid us in dispelling the mind control, dispelling the brainwashing, dispelling the hatred, the evil, the war, the toxicity, the codependency. Ugh, the codependency since 2020 is freaking mind-blowing. Help us to dispel all of this. Help us to liberate all people. Help us to abolish modern-day slavery. To be rid of human trafficking and the war against humanity as a whole. The intergalactic war throughout this universe of good and evil. Let good prevail. Let us know our sovereignty. Let us find our freedom. Let us be the peace and unity and love we want to see in the world. Let us hold compassion in our hearts. Let us be kind. And let us never give up. We must hold on to unconditional love, and we must hold on to hope. We must create a better tomorrow for the children and for ourselves. It is our sovereign birthright to live freely and peacefully. Let us come together in unity, in love. Let our love pour over the planet. Let us be an unshakable force against evil and for peace. Let us be protected and shielded. Let us spread this message. Give people eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mouth to speak the truth. Let Christ consciousness reign supreme over the planet. Let us be more like Yeshua. Clear all karma from this life and past lives so that we may feel joy and peace and love. Let us be serene, and let us live and lead with our hearts. Listen with your heart, and you will understand. Listen with your heart, and you can come together with those who have differences than you. Because even though we might have differences in opinion, or in culture, or beliefs, we can still respect and love one another. Let us point our very critical eye in directions that are productive and against the true enemies of humanity. And let us grow individually so we can see growth on a collective level. Let us hold those who need to be held accountable. And let us hold space for each other in the purest unconditional love frequency. And please shield us, the light warriors and the light workers and the healers, from persecution, attack, and evil. Let not the human race be persecuted for wanting oneness and freedom. And let us find peace and God as we perceive God within ourselves. Let us face challenges with gladness and the utmost surrender and trust in the source from which all things come. And let all of this, all of it, all of the evil schemes and upsetting, horrific crimes against humanity, let all of it make us stronger. Let it only fill us with more of God's frequency. Let it only fill us with more fight to push forward, to never give up. Let it all be for our highest and greatest good. And I call upon the ascended masters, the dragons, all benevolent spirits of old, of new, all benevolent spirits who wish to aid in humanity's quest to freedom and sovereignty. I call upon you now. We are asking for help. The angels, the saints, the ascended masters, the dragons, the benevolent spirits of old, the Neteru, the Hindu gods and goddesses, all of you, those who want to aid us in humanity's liberation and freedom, I ask you for help now. We need your help. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and the best of intentions, only ever for the highest and greatest good of myself and humanity as a whole and all those watching, the highest and greatest good of humanity and the highest and greatest good of this universe. Amun Ra Ashe Namaste. By the power of three, so mote it be. Always works, always a blessing. Thank you. You have a nice day too. Hey Pragya. For real, reality has just become as intense as the fever dream I've had recently, and not in a good way. Praying humanity recognizes peace and love, the peace and love we are worthy of. Me too. Exactly. There is power. Oh wait, I already read that. Amon Ra. All right. Let's pull a card. And then I want to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll get off of this call. Whew, man, I feel it in my head. Do you guys feel that? What a beautiful prayer. Good job, Nikki. Thank you. Try. Wow. That is wild. So we got Sobek. Sobek is I'll just share with you my personal experience. So Sobek is a crocodile spirit from ancient Kemet, and I went to a reptile, the number one reptile park in America, and I was staring at this big gauntlet of giant alligators, and they were all sleeping, and I was staring at one, and he must have felt me looking at him, because he opened his eye. He opened both his eyelids. That was mad trippy. And then also they do the thing too that you see in Peter Pan where his eyes go like this. Like their eyes actually go in and out of their head. It's really fascinating. But anyway, so he like blinked and he did the thing with his eyes, and then he opened both eyelids, and his eye was just like shining this like beautiful golden brown color, and he was just staring into my soul. And there was this part of me that was like triggered because it was like predator. Like there was like this part of my lizard brain from like back in the day, you know, that, you know, if you saw something like that could obviously kill you. So this instinctual feeling to like run away came over me, because it's like you're looking at an apex predator. But I didn't. I was like, I'm safe, and I just kept staring into his eyes. And then I realized the message that was coming through, because it is my belief, and like I said, you don't have to have the same beliefs as me, but it is my belief that we have DNA from what they call junk DNA in human DNA is actually interdimensional DNA from what the Bible would call like Nephilim, I guess, or fallen angels, but other people would call aliens or interdimensionals. I don't know, many names, same thing. And you know, the Nephilim can be good or bad, interdimensionals can be good or bad, just like people can be good or bad, right? And I realized it's literally called our lizard brain, like that instinctual part of our brain. And I realized looking into this alligator's eye and feeling that deep rooted fear from within of staring into the eye of a predator, I realized that lurks within me. And I said this at the beginning of the video too, how like I've been mean, I've been hateful, I'm not perfect, right? And I have fallen into the consciousness of separation since 2020. I'm doing my best to stay in unity, but I'm only human, and I'm working harder on it now. I indulged in the separation for a while, and I'm working harder on the unity now. I realized what I really feared was the fact that the DNA of the reptile, of that hatred, of that anger, of that frustration, of that like predator, that you know, because the alligator is a predator looking for prey, and it's not looking for prey to harm the prey, it's looking for prey to stay alive so that it can eat and live on, right? I realized that veracity, as the book calls it, for the card I just pulled, lives within me. And that hatred and that anger and that veracity and that predatory energy lives deep within my DNA, as it lives in all of your DNA. They don't call it your lizard brain for nothing, right? They call it that for a reason. And when I came face to face with the physical representation of that through staring into the eyes of this alligator, I was scared of myself, and I was scared of my power as well, because I think for many of us, we have been persecuted in this life, but we have been persecuted in past lives as well, if you believe in that. And I think a lot of us who came down here to try and bring unity consciousness to the planet have been taken out. And this is the life where we proceed forward and we don't allow that to happen. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? Little Spider-Man for you. Arachnid, we also have arachnid DNA. When we think of the Hindu gods and goddesses with the many arms, to me they are arachnid. And Spirit wants me to say this too. If you feel like you have reptile or arachnid DNA, so the way I usually can spot it in people is really high cheekbones, gaps in the teeth, that look that's kind of like, you know, that like almost like reptile look where the brow is prominent and the eyes look kind of like reptile. Your pupils could change. They could go to slits like a snake. You could also, a big thing with people with reptile or arachnid DNA that is dormant or trying to come out or out of alignment is like skin issues. So acne, eczema, any kind of skin issues. It's because like the arachnids shed their exoskeleton, the reptiles shed their skin, right? So we can't do that as humans. We can only exfoliate. We can't fully shed. So it can show up in other forms. Dragons, if you feel you have dragon DNA. Anyway, so when faced with that veracity and that predatory nature that all humans carry within the lizard part of our brain, and then some of us within the makeup of our actual DNA. Like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. And in order for us to wield this power properly, we must remain in both a state of unity, neutrality, and Christ consciousness. Because I don't feel we can be persecuted in the same way we were persecuted in other lives, like being burnt at the stake, hung, all this different stuff. We're not in that hellscape, knock on wood, and hopefully we never get there. But so we must remain vigilant within ourselves to not allow those predatory energies to take over, which is exactly what I was talking about in this live. Like, you really couldn't have a more powerful card right now. To say that, yes, that lives within me, but I choose to wield it in a way that is unified, that is of Christ consciousness, and that is for the betterment of humanity, the betterment of the globe, the betterment of all people, for freedom, liberty, justice, peace for all. And I will read the little excerpt from, I think I don't want to pick up my book. My book is holding up my phone because like the grass was really wonky. But basically the book says about Sobek. Actually, you know what? Let me just stand on this and pick up the book and read it. It's just a quick little sentence. And then we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. So it's in the group Ta, the family of Earth. How appropriate, because we're talking about Earth. The family of Earth. And if you're wondering, this is the Book of Doors and the deck that comes along with it. Sobek, veracity, destructive energies that if unchecked could bring about the Quarrant's downfall, aka humanity's downfall. An ally, material power, right? So it's the idea that we must keep ourselves accountable and we must not indulge in the lower frequencies, because that would mean total annihilation, in my opinion. So let me see what you guys are saying. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then time to go on with our days. Hi! Someone said, hey Dutch. I can't really see because the sun right now. Alright, you know what? I can't really see. Beautiful rays of light coming above you. Thank you! And it's obstructing my view. Just kidding. It was really powerful. I have chills. Thank you. All right, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Feel free to join me. Let me move my, I'll put this up. I'm gonna stand up. And I'm gonna move my chair so I can stand. Okay, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I pledge my allegiance to what the flag stands for. I pledge my allegiance to America, to freedom, liberty, and justice for all. I pledge my allegiance to the ancestors who came before me, who spilled their blood for my freedoms, who made the ultimate sacrifice for my freedom. And I'm going to start saying the Pledge of Allegiance every day because it truly is a spell of unity, togetherness, and believing in God. All right, let's do it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amon Ra. I feel good. All right, let me see. All right, nobody's really talking anymore in the chat, so I'm gonna go. I've been on here for an hour. I love your outfit. Thank you so much. It's cute, right? And look at my necklace. I made this. I picked a pearl, and this is the pearl I got. And then I put it in this oyster like Venus, Aphrodite. My cute little outfit. Dressing up my avatar lately. I've been trying to dress cuter just for fun. I feel like it. So my inner child's really loving it. Like, this skirt is very fun for my inner child. But I'm gonna go, guys. I hope you enjoyed my words. I hope you got something out of this. And I hope ultimately that this brought you the unity consciousness and peace that I set out to bring myself and others. Venusian energy, thank you. All right, I love you guys. I will talk to you soon, and please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. You can leave other psalms or prayers in the comments. Oh, I just twitched. Sorry. Maybe we'll make this a thing. Maybe I'll come on and just say prayers. But yeah, I love you guys. Take care, have a good day, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye, and love thy neighbor and thine enemy. All right, bye guys.